You feel me? The way we ride. 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 You feel me? The way we ride.
Late 2017, Rane responded to the success of the Pioneer DJM S9 by releasing the 72, featuring onboard screens and touch-sensitive controls. Last year, they released the Rane 70 as a somewhat more affordable alternative for DJs who wanted the build quality and turntablist appeal of a Rane mixer, but didn't necessarily want or need features like screens. Now, the legendary DJ A-Trak has released his own special flavor of this mixer, which we're exploring today. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Passionate DJ. Today, we're taking a look at a brand new edition of the Rane 70. This is the Rane 70 Signature A-Trak Edition that is a very exclusive mixer. There's not a whole lot of these being made, and it's got a couple of features over the normal Rane 70 mixer that you might be interested in, not the least of which is this beautiful, shiny, metallic silver finish, along with these nice little rotary mixer-inspired knobs here with aluminum caps that just feel really nice. So today we're going to go over this special A-Trak edition of the Rane 70, which has a couple of new features, but at its heart is really just the good old trusty Rane 70 that we know and love. We'll go over the new features, and then we'll go over basically everything else on the mixer in case you're interested in buying this. And if you are interested in buying this, like I said, this is a very exclusive mixer. Only a few outlets are going to be holding these, and one of them is the DJ Hookup. The DJ Hookup is an online retailer for DJ equipment, the highest rated in the industry, and I highly recommend that you go check them out, get in their little chat bar, and ask them about this mixer if you're interested, because they're one of the few places you can get it. So let's explore the new A-Trak Signature Edition of the Rane 70 mixer.
Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out.
The A-Trak Signature Edition of the Rane 70 mixer brings a couple of new features to the table, the most obvious of which is the striking new metallic silver finish. Seriously, check this out. It's not just a flat silver, but it has a bit of a shimmer that looks really classy when the light hits it. Now, in combination with this, we have these aluminum cap knobs, which aren't super heavy or anything, but they do have good grip and weight that gives it a feeling of quality. Now, these combine to give it a bit of the aesthetic of a classic rotary mixer, while giving the functionality of a modern scratch mixer, including the same delightful Mag 4 faders that come with the standard 70. Now, one thing that is different about this version versus the standard mixer is the adjustment of sound curve and frequency response. Now, according to Rane, they've added a, quote, signature A-Trak sound curve with custom low-end frequency response and industry-leading signal-to-noise ratio of 114 dB. Now finally, they added a new feature called Fader Effects, which turns your faders into effects controllers, and it includes 4 tone generators, which you can use for your own creative expression. After taking the mixer out of the box, which itself is adorned with A-Trak logos, you'll find the following: a pair of USB cables, nice that they include 2 of them, a whole bunch of pretty cool stickers, a voucher for the Serato Pitch and Time plugin, some sound switch information, which is software you could use to control lights, a note encouraging you to register your new mixer, some warranty information, and a fairly useful manual which talks about the basic features in several different languages, an official control CD for Serato, and a lovely special edition 10-inch clear control vinyl for Serato, as well as this rather thoughtful note from A-Trak summarizing this new special edition mixer. Hello, fellow DJ. The mixer you hold in your hands is my dream combo, my vision for the future of turntablist performance. Before this, I never found a 2-channel mixer that had the same sound quality as high-end club equipment, so the first thing we focused on was the sound curve and frequency response. The standard 70 already has better headroom than anything else on the market, so we went in and added way more depth to the low end. I'm also a big believer that every classic piece of kit should have a signature feature, something that sets it apart from the rest. Enter fader effects, which turns the volume faders into controllers for filter, roll, pitch, ring modulator, and 4 types of oscillators. Shift-click into fader effect settings and you get to play with even more options. You can change the scale settings on pitch sliders, change the root key and octave on the oscillators, etc. I can't wait to see the innovative routines that come out of this. While adding new bells and whistles, we didn't want to clutter the layout. Everything has to feel intuitive and nothing can come in the way of the faders and those big pads. For the knobs and selectors though, I had to live out my fantasy of bringing a classic rotary look to a scratch mixer. And as a finishing touch, we gave the exterior a brushed finish and some custom typefaces for the design heads. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. A-Trak. So that pretty much summarizes the new features brought to an already fantastic Serato-based battle mixer. And from here, you'll mostly have the features of your standard Rane 70, which we'll quickly go over now. And we'll start here at the top of the mixer like we always do, and this will be pretty familiar if you've seen the normal Rane 70. You've got your normal scroll and load wheels here. Of course, you can double tap that to load your instant doubles, your back button and your load prep there. Of course, you've got your source indicator here. This lets you choose between the 2 USB connections on the back, or if you have auxiliary or CD connections, your levels, and then your low pass, high pass filters here. Of course, low pass to the left, high pass to the right, and those are nice big chunky knobs there, those aluminum capped knobs, especially those filter knobs. I really like the way that those look. They have a nice feel to them. They have those little ridges on them, and they really do kind of call back to that classic rotary mixer look. Now you've got your main mix here, your main output, and your booth. Don't mind this little guy here. This is just the tab for the plastic on the screen. I'm sure you'd like to see me peel that off, but we want to keep this nice and clean for the next person who's going to own this. So, of course, you've got your high, mid, and low EQs here, and then just like the standard Rane 70, you've got all your effects, or your main effects here, located across the top of this center effects section. You've got your echo, reverb, break, and so on, all connected here. You have this flex effects here in the middle. Over here below your mic controls, you've got your loop controls. You can enable and disable your loops right there, or you can cut them in half or double them here on either side, depending on which deck you're working with. Now as we look here in the center effects section, you know, one thing that I really appreciate about Rane mixers are these nice heavy die-cast aluminum paddles. They're just really chunky, and you can hear them click, you know, when I flip them up like that. They're just a lot heavier duty than other similar mixers in the market. So I really like the paddles on this as compared to the competition. Of course, you've got all your basic effects right here, and you can control all your software effects stuff here, including this little joystick to adjust your beat division, which is kind of interesting. Moving down a little further, of course, you have these lovely Akai MPC pads here. Just like the regular Rane 70, you've got your hotkeys, save loops, roll, sampler, and transport, all accessible right here. If you want to tap tempo, you can do that right there, and your shift button is here. And you can enable sync right here in between the 2 channel faders. I really like the way that the pads feel on the Rane 70. And then as we come down here to the channel faders themselves, these are Mag 4 faders here, all 3 of these, and they have a great feeling to them, of course, as you would expect. They're very smooth, very light. This crossfader, you know, moves very easily. And I would say in comparison to, say, the Pioneer DJM S7, S9, other mixers like that, which has the Magvel fader in it, it feels pretty similar. I talked to my co-host Tony a little bit about this, and he said in his opinion that this one felt like it would be maybe a little more durable. It felt tougher than the Pioneer Magvel, but at the same time, that one felt a little bit lighter than this one, even on the minimum tension. So just kind of an interesting thing to keep in mind. Over here you've got your cue controls. You can choose which deck you're hearing in your headphones. You've got your cue mix, whether you want to be hearing what you've got queued up or you want to be hearing the main output in your headphones, and then your headphones level. And then, of course, this lovely Rane 70 Signature Edition labeling and the A-Trak label coming across the bottom here, really showing off the fact that you bought sort of a special edition mixer. All right, coming around here to the back, just one thing I want to mention really quickly. I mentioned how I like the really heavy, hefty feeling of those paddles. That carries around to this power switch here too. Just real heavy, satisfying click, and I just appreciate that kind of thing. Of course, you've got your dual USB sound card built in here so that you can do easy changeovers between DJs, back-to-back sets, and stuff like that. And then you've got a built-in USB hub here, so if you have something like the Rane 12s, you can hook those up here and use those as controllers. Of course, you've got XLR outputs for your main out and some 1/4 inch outputs for your booth. And then you've got all your XLR connections right here that you would need. You can switch between phono and line with these little switches right here, and also line and mic for these shared XLR/1/4 inch connections, so you can use either one with either mic. And then your dual phono grounds, your ground posts if you have something like Technics turntables, which need to be grounded. And then here we have the front of the mixer. You can enable your mics here. You have an echo and tone adjustment here for the mics. And then here you've got all your contour controls for those faders. That's nice because you can add a slow or a fast curve depending on how you like to mix for both decks and for the crossfader. And you can also adjust the actual physical tension externally using that right there. You can also change any of these channels to reverse, obviously, by just clicking any one of these switches over. You can enable split cue here if you like having your headphones split in that way, and then, of course, your headphones connections over here on the right. The standout feature of the A-Trak Edition is called fader effects. Now, probably the coolest way to use this is by picking one of its 4 different kinds of tone generators, setting the key and scale, and jamming out with the channel faders, sort of like you're playing an instrument. A little something like this.
Yeah, Michael brought us over and he's over here. This is how you do it, guys. This whole time, man, he's been setting us up.
So the only other claim that's made for the A-Trak Signature Edition is that they've made some sort of adjustment to the sound curve or frequency response, specifically to increase the low end. Now this has us curious here at Passionate DJ, so we're going to come back with another video where we do some audio analysis and see if we can come to any interesting conclusions. Stay tuned. So folks, that is my look at the Rane 70 Signature A-Trak Edition. This is a beautiful mixer. I really love the finish and the way it looks. Everything feels chunky and nice and solid, just like the regular Rane 70. So it's definitely a good choice if you're interested in one of these mixers anyway. If you already have a Rane 70, it's not a necessary upgrade by any means, but if you're somewhat of a collector, if you're an A-Trak fan, or you really want access to those new fader effects features, then this might be a solid choice for you to get instead of the other Rane 70. I really enjoyed my time with this mixer, and I think that you'll enjoy it too. Thank you so much for watching this review video. Once again, if you're interested in this mixer, you can pick it up at thedjhookup.com. Also, be sure to subscribe here to the Passionate DJ YouTube channel. We do other reviews just like this, as well as podcasts, performances, and other cool videos for DJs, producers, and lovers of music just like you. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss it, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.